Hi, Taurus. Welcome to your May 2021 astrological forecast. The sun is still in your first house. Okay, Venus is still in your sign up until like the 7th. Mercury, too, just for a few days here. Let's see. On the 3rd, it moves into Gemini. Okay, but there's a new moon in your sign on the 11th. Okay, all these planets obviously are in your first house. Okay, so you're still in the you're still very popular, more or less. A lot of you, happy birthday to those of you born this month, and so some of you are still even celebrating your birthday if you were born at the end of April, right? So you're still on the receiving end of like gifts and compliments and opportunities to get together with people to celebrate your birthday even, or just to get together, period. But when the sun is in your first house, you light up, so people notice you a little bit more than they normally would. So you're still, pretty active, going around doing all kinds of whatever. You still have the planet Uranus in your sign, so it's being activated by the sun and Venus and Mercury last month, pretty much. So it just continues this month. Okay, you are still kind of unpredictable to people, or unpredictable things can still possibly happen to you, especially while planets are transiting this house. Okay, when they leave, you're still going to have the planet Uranus in your first house, so it's going to be there for a few more years, and the possibility for surprising whatever to enter your life is still going to be there. But right now it's even more so because there are planets in your, the sun, whatever. Even just having the sun here. Well, this new moon on the 11th, I think, could bring about some kind of sudden, well, new moons bring new beginnings. So maybe this is when you decide that you are going to take a new path even. Because that's what the sun in your first house does. It re-energizes you. It begins your year, like up until May of next year. So you've got a lot of energy right now to do what you want to do, whatever, anything that you wanted to change or do differently, whatever, is when you would do something like that, especially around that new moon. But because we have the planet Uranus here at the same time, you might, I believe, reveal possibly your true feelings about someone, either to them or to someone else. You may not have even planned on doing anything like that. It could just blurt out. And you could also be on the receiving end of something like this. But it's maybe a little bit of an emotional time where you are sharing emotions with someone. So maybe that's how, all of this comes out. But it's kind of truthful, whatever you're saying, to whomever. Or you don't even have to say anything. This could just be, again, the time when you start something new in your life. And emotionally, maybe it's something that's better for you, so you may do away with certain things or do away even with certain people, okay, because they confine you or they restrict you or they don't allow you to be your true self, okay. So anyways, on the 3rd, Mercury moves into Gemini, and on the 8th, Venus moves into Gemini, and where you have Gemini in your chart is your second house. The sun moves here on the 20th, so your second house is how you earn your money from a living, from doing work, whatever kind of work that you do, the money that you bring in. Okay, it's also things that you own that are valuable in your own personal values. It's any kind of investments that you may have made or are about to make. You could have really kind of different things occurring in your life when it comes to your work even, or anything in your life is affected by the fact that you have the planet Uranus in your sign. So your finances could be one of those areas. But this is like actually a time where you just more or less turn your attention to that. And maybe because it was just your birthday, you are getting even more attention, let's say, at work, or from a client, or even if you're self-employed, but even if you're retired or you don't work at all, you're still bringing in extra money in some way or other. Even if you're selling something, maybe you have some kind of big ticket item even. Could be something you've never even used, you know, just to get rid of it. And you could sell something like that right now. But having Venus in your second house will attract things to you, okay? Like money. But it could be Venus ruled kind of things. But money is one of those things. I mean like luxury items or objects or whatever. But it could make any kind of investment that you've already made increase in value, or it could be a good time for you to actually make a new investment. There's a full moon in Sagittarius, full moon lunar eclipse on the 26th, which occurs in your 8th house of other people's resources and money. Okay, it's directly across from your second house. These are the money houses, okay? So around that time, it maybe, you know, this is shared resources too, your 8th house. It's property that you own with someone. It's bank accounts that you jointly own. Anything like that. But it could also be, it doesn't necessarily have to be that. But if it is, this would be the time where that would be up for discussion. Who owns what and who owes what. Okay? As far as money goes. Okay, so if you don't have any kind of partnership going on, this is also the house of legacies and inheritances, refunds of any kind, legal settlements, payouts, insurance payouts, tax returns, you know, taxes, period. So you could be receiving something then around that time, around that full moon. You may actually just get something that's yours. It belongs to you. It was yours all along, you know, and maybe you couldn't get it, whomever that you were trying to get it from. Sometimes this is a institution like a bank or the IRS or something like that, you know, or like, again, an insurance settlement or payout. You know, these people, they drag their feet purposely, you know, so they make you have to go after them, and half the time they're not just going to give it to you. So this could be one of those times where finally something that was due you all along, you're actually receiving, or at least getting news about when you're going to get it. Okay, so the planet Saturn actually, okay, is in Aquarius in your 10th house, also along with Jupiter. Okay, but Jupiter will be moving briefly, but I'll get to that in a minute. But anyways, on the 23rd, Saturn turns retrograde in your 10th house of your career, and your public persona, how you're known by reputation, how people speak about you publicly. It's your relationship with mentors or your boss, higher-ups or something like that. Having these two planets travel together, though, should have brought about some kind of promotion. If that hasn't occurred, Jupiter does move back here at the end of July. So you have like till the end of the year actually for lots of things to happen in your career. But a lot of times you're on the receiving end of some kind of award for, you know, it has something to do with whatever you do for a livelihood, or personally you're up for some kind of award, public acknowledgement of something that you've done or achieved. Okay, when this planet turns retrograde, something like that could come along. You know, if you did actually receive a new job, even completely new job with a different company, now is when you're seeing some of the drawbacks of the place, or some of the things that I don't know, not that you weren't expecting, but it just it's more of a drag than, let's say, like your previous position. Okay. If you have a new position within your current company, same thing. You may have to be dealing with a colleague or your boss, a higher up, or somebody that is like constantly up in your face. They're watching like your every move or something or other, you know, whatever. It's just somebody there is kind of like a real pain in the ass, okay? Now Jupiter moves into Pisces, where you have Pisces is your 11th house, but Jupiter moves here on the 13th and is here till like July 28th, and it'll move back into Aquarius. So it's very brief. It may, it really doesn't affect too many people, but I may do a video on this sooner. I was going to do it at the end of the year, but people seem to be interested in even just this brief period. So having Jupiter in your 11th house of dreams, hopes, and wishes, okay? It's also your house of friends and acquaintances and where you would normally go to hang out. Your group of friends, any kind of organization that you belong to. And you have Neptune traveling here as it is, okay? It's been here for a while. And sometimes someone within your group of friends isn't all that they say they are, or they're very deceptive, or they're keeping something from not just you, but everyone, your gang, you know, your group of friends. When Jupiter comes along, though, the combination of these two planets together brings about like really nice relationships with people that are, it's like bringing new people into your life that kind of bring out, let's say, your spiritual side, or appeal to your higher self even, you know, if you want to get, like really go there. Just the combination of these two planets together does bring about a very kind of dreamy outlook on life and people and your friends. So somebody could come into your life at this time, or your group of friends, that appears to you to be some kind of guru or whatever. They have all the answers, or you know, or you could even attend some kind of event that puts you in that frame of mind, you know, like turns your mind towards, you know, something or other. Let's put it this way, okay? The planet Pluto in Capricorn, where you have Capricorn in your chart, is your 9th house. Okay, well, it went retrograde at the end of April. Okay, so your 9th house is many things, but one of the many things that it stands for is spirituality and religious beliefs, and even your opinions, even your political opinions. It's your philosophy on life. Okay, so somebody could enter your life at this time, or even you could be the one that people feel is the guru type or something, you know, but you may do or say something or write something even that people will read and take away from it something very uplifting and very spiritual. So something that, you know, I'm just saying because, you know, the 9th house is a media house. It's a publishing house. You may have done this already. You know, you may have written something that was published. But now is when I think more people will they'll probably see it more. It's not like you're getting more publicity or anything, but now it seems like it's really starting to sink in. Whatever you were trying to portray, people are getting. They're finally getting it. Okay? So the best time to do something each month is when the moon is in your own sign, and the moon is in Taurus on the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. The best time to lay low is when the moon is in your opposite sign, and your opposite sign is Scorpio, and those dates are the 24th and 25th. The best time for romance, recreation, creativity, fun of any kind, gambling or speculation, and anything to do with children is the 5th, 6th, 7th, 19th, 20th, and 21st. The best time for money is the 12th, 13th, 14th, 26th, and 27th. The best time for your career is the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 30th, and 31st. And the best time for communication and travel is the 1st, 2nd, 15th, 16th, 17th, 28th, and 29th. So, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click on the little bell there. You'll be notified each time I upload something. And check out my Ask Me a Question. It's in the description below. There's also a link there to my website if you would like to have your personal chart done. And check out my weekly forecast. I'll see you then next week. Goodbye.